What's going on, guys? My name's Drake, and welcome to day 4 of the 12 Days of Christmas, where we're writing our very own Christmas song. So if you haven't seen the first 3 videos, make sure to check out the link in the description and watch those videos before you watch this one. So today we're going to be working on drums. We're going to find something to match our chord progression, which we did in the last couple videos. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I always like to do when I'm doing drums is I like to just set a little mark for each time there is a change in the harmonic progression. So every time a chord changes is when I'm going to put this mark here. So got one right here, one right here, 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 and you just keep doing this, just putting these little marks so that you know every time it changes. Alright, so we've got that laid out now with our chords muted in the background here. So I'm going to pull this down here just for reference. So the second step that we want to do is we want to look for a motif, which is a short musical idea. And in this case, it's going to be a rhythmic motif because we're dealing with strictly rhythm here. There's no melody. So you just kind of look around, see if you can see a small little idea that's going to stand out. And right now, I see this idea right here, these two notes played on the quarter. And it's again right here and again right here. So that's going to be pretty consistent throughout the song. So what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put that on the closed hi-hat. I'm just going to put this little motif over and over again so that we can copy that idea. And then we can just drag it over. We got that consistently throughout this whole little song here. So great, that's the first step. Already down. But then you still have these extra ones like this one right here and this one right here, which are being played on the third quarter note of those measures. So we need something to put right there as well. And I'm thinking we can do a pedal hi-hat right there. So let's put that right there and right there to match those. And let's just listen to that first part and let's see how it sounds. Alright, cool. So that's pretty basic, pretty standard way to do that. When you're doing drums, you want to keep in mind that you want to have a consistent, steady pulse throughout the song. That's the whole point of the drums, is to kind of keep the listener on track to the rhythm. So one thing I think we're going to do is we're just going to set a very wide pulse to start. So we're working in 8 measures. So I think for every 4 measures, we're going to have this kick. It's going to be super easy to do, and it's just going to help keep that thing a little bit more consistent. And then we're going to shorten it down a little bit more to every 2 measures. So let's do a snare, the side snare right here on the second, just like that. Let's see how that sounds. Alright, so when you're doing a Christmas song, usually you're not going to have a lot of kicks and snares because you'll see that in pop music, rap, hip-hop, EDM. But for Christmas music, you usually hear a lot of hi-hats or even brushes instead of the kicks and snares. So I'm actually going to delete this little part right down here just because we don't need this anymore. We've got that all laid out. Alright, now we're going to start making a fill because this is actually going to loop itself and we want it to kind of come back to the beginning. And a good way to transition like that is to have a fill, which a fill is just fills in like empty space at the end of an idea. So usually you'll do this with the snares or toms or kicks, but since we're not going to be using that as much, we're going to actually just use this pedal hi-hat because it's not played super frequently. So since we've already got it evenly laid out here, we're actually just going to put it again on this third quarter note of this last measure to keep it consistent with the other 2. But usually fills are going to be a little bit faster and kind of roll. So we're going to leave that third quarter note there the same, and then we're actually going to play right here on these 8th notes and see how that works out. Alright, so I think that's good for today because this is just going to be the drums for the verse. So it's going to be a little bit lighter, and then when we hit the chorus, it'll probably step up and be a little bit more peppy. So, great. If you learned anything today, make sure to hit a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment about what you think of this method. Let me know how you write drums or anything you're looking forward to. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 5 of the 12 Days of Christmas, where we're writing our very own Christmas song. Have a good one, guys.